Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to optimize and configure your Minecraft servers. Whether you bought it from Haid Solutions or another website, as long as it's using a Multicraft control panel, you'll be good to go. Now, of course, all the servers you buy from HaidSolutions.com include a free Multicraft control panel. Even if you buy yourself a dedicated server, we can install that totally for free for you. And I'll be covering that towards the end of the episode. But for the start of the episode, I'm mainly going to be focusing on those of you who watched my previous video and have bought a package from the website. So I'm already assuming that you've clicked order now, paid for it, and you would have received an email after it was instantly set up. You get sent an email, and you would have got some details like this. It would have says, thank you for purchasing a server, IP address, that's the IP of your server. Then it would have given you a username, a randomly generated password, as well as your Multicraft login. Now that's what you want to copy paste into your web browser. So go ahead and copy that from your email. Jump onto your web browser. Up here, you see I've already pasted it in. That's the exact same link we saw in the note document. See right there? See, I'll just click enter and show you that it takes me to the same page. See? And then what you want to do is you want to log in with your details. I'm going to log in as a test account. I set this up earlier and it's basically the same as what you would have if you were to buy a server. There we go, typing in my password. I can stay logged in if I wanted or allow IP changes if I log in from random computers all the time. Just go ahead and click login and you'll be welcomed by your server control panel. Now here is where you control everything about your server. And it is amazingly easy. We've made it so easy for you guys. Look at this. Up the top, 3 simple commands. Restart your server. If you installed some new plugins, something along the lines of that. Or if it just needs a restart because it's been going for weeks, whatever. You can click restart. This thing will go in a little dark color and then go back to green after it's finished restarting. You can see that. It'll eventually go green once the server is back up and running. And of course you can click stop, which will stop the server and not restart it. You can click start, which will start the server. And you can also, that's pretty much it guys, it's pretty simple. See how it went green again? That means the server is back up and running and you can connect via the IP with the port on the end. Seeing as this is the default port 25565, you don't need to put the port on the end, but some of you will need to put the port on the end if you didn't buy a dedicated server. Alright, so now that we've showed you that, pretty simple commands, hopefully you understand that. Now, we're going to go down to the good stuff. Right here it says world. And if you move your mouse over here, it says leave empty for world, and I would highly suggest just leaving this empty. I've never had to enter anything in it for my whole life, pretty much. But if you did download some survival game maps, maybe, and they had custom names, you could type SG1 or whatever your map is called that you want people to first load in when you first start up the server. And then that'll change the default map to that. It's pretty simple, guys. You might not ever have to use that, but just in case. Now, below here we have some advanced options, which I'll show you in a second. But this is a really important one. Server jar. For those of you who start up your server and you're like, oh, this is on like vanilla. I didn't want vanilla, I wanted Ticket. Well, all you do is you click this little drop down box. And this only has Craft Bucket and Vanilla installed at the moment. But on the server you buy from the actual website, it'll have everything from Ticket to Feed the Beast, to Spigot, to Craft Bucket, Vanilla, everything you can think of. And if it's not there, you just have to go ahead and create a support ticket. I'll go back to the side for a second, a support ticket up the top here. And we'll go ahead and install the custom jar for you, if you do want a custom one. And we cover pretty much every type of jar, so you should be covered no matter what. Alright, so you basically pick it. You go, alright, I want to just pretend this is Ticket. I'll click that, Ticket. Okay, done. All you have to do, click save. Server settings saved. You're good to go. All you have to do is click restart and it will load up your brand new server jar. And then when you join the server, it'll be running whatever you selected here. As simple as that, guys. Now I'm going to click show advanced options here. And you should never really have to change this. The autosave is a great feature. And announcing it is also a great feature. There will be a couple more features here if you buy a server from us. But they're all pretty basic, and you don't really need to touch them unless you know what you're doing. And if you know what you're doing, you probably don't even need to watch this video, do you? So that's pretty self-explanatory. And I'm also going to go over all the settings when I cover dedicated servers Multicraft control panel after this. So there we go. Now that we have the starting, stopping, restarting, changing versions all worked out, and also changing the name of your server, of course, right up here to whatever you want. Hades server. And you just go ahead and click save. That'll update straight away. You can restart it if you want it to load for everyone else. You got a couple things on the side here. Now chat. We'll click this first. That basically just shows what's happening in chat. And I should probably get out of that, but there we go anyway. So that's just everything that's happening in chat. You click on the servers to get back to all the servers you've purchased. We can go back into it. And then the console. That'll bring up a little console log. And that's where you can type in commands, like just as if you were in-game. I normally wouldn't suggest doing this. It's just a time saver, pretty much. You can just use the console instead of typing commands in-game. It's basically exactly the same thing if you're OP. It's as simple as that, guys. So you can write, like, just do commands from the console. The only difference is you don't type the slash. Just pretend the command is like slash give Hades MC, whatever. If you're typing it in the console, you just type give. You don't do the slash. Alright, so that's pretty simple. I really want to get into these two here. So under advanced, you can see how many users you have, which will only be you if you purchase the normal package. Or it should only be you unless you want to create more. Scheduled tasks. I'm going to show you a quick task you can do by clicking new task. This is what I'd suggest most people do. And just call it restart. And you make it scheduled. You'd set a date. You'll do an interval. I like to restart my servers once every day. So you just do 1 day, and you make the command restart. So where does it say restart? Right there. You can do restart if empty. You can do all these commands, but the only one I really use is restart. And then you're good to go, guys. You run it for the server. You click create. As simple as that. Now when you go into your scheduled tasks, restart will happen at that time every day. See guys, pretty simple, extremely effective, this scheduled tasks section, so I highly suggest you use it, scheduled tasks, and you can add more commands in here. These are all the commands that were in the scheduled task options, so you can change them and adjust them. That's a bit more advanced, so you can only do that if you know what you're doing. Now, for the files, a lot of people ask, how do we upload our files and upload our custom maps? Well, this is how you do it, guys. What you want to do is either two things. The first option is to click Ftp File Access right here. Once you've clicked it, it'll give you a bunch of details. And you can log in with your Multicraft password, which is what I will do right now. I'm just typed in my password, I logged in. Let's see what happens here, come on. Is it saying wrong password anywhere? I don't know, it's waiting for the server. Okay, here we go. And the other option is, on that screen, instead of doing what I just did then and typing in my password, you could actually mix it up because the password has been entered correctly. Oh, go back. Wrong password. Alright. What is the password for this one? I think it is this. Let's try that. There we go, correct password. Well, that's number one problem, guys. I'm doing troubleshooting on the fly here. So once we've done this, it shows you all the files on your server. See, here's the world. So if we were to click upload here, we could upload a new world folder. And if we want to delete the old one, you just tick the box, go delete. If you want to move it, you tick the box, click move. If you want to rename it, you click the box and click rename. Now, if I was uploading a new server, the first thing I would do is click the box for the normal world, rename it to world old or something like that, click submit. Could not be renamed to world old. Okay, that's just because of what's happening at the moment. Don't worry, you can do that once you've stopped the server. You will have access to that. And basically what you want to do after that is you want to click upload. And create file and create directory isn't that useful. I'll suggest creating it on your desktop or something and then uploading it by clicking the upload button here. And this is where you choose where you want to upload it to. So you can get that from the previous screen. See here, this is the directory right here. This is where you are. So it's just a slash. You got to remember that, guys. The slash is where you are. So that's where you'll be uploading it right now. If you would upload a folder, it would go into the root, which was what we were just looking at. And you can browse files, find the file you want to upload, click submit, it'll upload. And if you want to zip and archive it, then that's even better because it makes the file size smaller, so it's quicker to upload. And then you can browse here and then extract it. So that's two ways of doing it, guys. You can either upload zipped files or upload files normally. Click submit. Bam, you're good to go. Simple as that, guys. Let's go back here and I'll show you a few other things. So you can edit files like this. A common one to edit would be the permissions.yml by clicking edit like this. And that'll bring up like a blank document like of what is in the actual file. And as you can see, we have nothing in the file at the moment, but we could type something and click save. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing that because that makes no sense, but, you know, for the files you do want to edit, all you have to do is click edit, type your stuff in, click save, you're good to go. Simple as that, guys. And this one here, actually, the server properties, that is actually, let's click on this. This is actually what you'd probably want to edit the most. This is where you see things like level seed, server, all these details, online mode, difficulty, PvP enabled, view distance, spawn protection, message of the day, all the stuff like that. You can edit it in here. Simple as that, guys. And now, I'd like to teach you guys the second way of uploading files. And what I would personally suggest is going to Google, typing in Filezilla. This is my favorite one. And then just going to one of the downloads. The client download is what you want, actually. You don't need the server download. It's a bit confusing. You could just download both of them and you can test for yourself. But this is the one you need. I'm bringing it up on screen now. Bam. Once you've installed the program, this is exactly what it'll look like. And all you do is you copy this information. So I'm not going to copy it, but you'd type it in. So it'd be like 192.99, etc., etc. And then you would enter in your username, which is here is test.1. You'd paste that in there. You would get your password, the same password you use for everything else. Paste it in the password. And then you would use port 21, as it says here, port 21. And that'll basically log you into an FTP zone. And it'll tell you all the files that are being transferred down here. And this is your local computer. And this is the server you've logged into. So once you're logged in, you can browse through the folders, double-clicking, moving, doing whatever you want. And if you want to move a folder from your local machine, see this is on my local machine right here, all you have to do, drag it across, drop it on this side, and it will transfer the folder to where you have dropped it. Extremely simple for worlds. Just pretend this is a world folder. I would log in with the details, click connect, bam, then I'll drag my world in, let go, it'll upload the world for me. As simple as that, guys. Alright, so they're the two different options for using FTP. Now we're going to go back and I'm going to show you an even simpler way to edit stuff. So if we click on local plugins here, it shows you what plugins we have installed, and you can click remove and do stuff here. I normally wouldn't suggest doing that. I would suggest doing it via the FTP. So I did show you that, but I don't suggest it. Now, for all the rest of you who are like, FTP is too hard, I can't be bothered, I don't have any worlds I want to upload, I don't have any plugins I want to upload, I just want to edit the default files and get some hacks going or game mode and stuff like that. You can click config files and browse through these pages here, and you can edit the configs of any plugins installed without having to go onto FTP. And you can also edit the server settings. You can OP yourself by clicking on operators here. And then that's where you'll type in all the operators who are OP on this server. And if we go back, we can also OP other people by typing it in, clicking save. Server settings here. We can change the spawn protective size to 8, which is where you can edit where the point you spawn. We can change that to 8. All you have to do, go down, click save. Bam, you're done. As simple as that, guys. Once you've saved files, though, you just need to go back to your server, chuck a quick restart, and you're good to go. And I think that's pretty much it. That's all you could possibly need to know, guys. Use FTP, either by Filezilla or the built-in Multicraft one to upload your files. Use config files to edit your files. Restart here. This is how to change it to a different version. Make sure to click save. That's basically all I have to talk about. Now, I'm going to, if if you found out all the information you want, you can tune out now, guys. But I'm going to continue and show you what type of interface you would get if you were to buy a dedicated server. Now I'm going to log into my dedicated server admin account here, using some high-tech password, and bam, with a dedicated server you get access to everything. You can click users, you can create new users. See how I created the test user, and that's what I was logging in. You can make new users and you can assign them different servers, change their passwords. You can go onto the servers list and you can manage, you can create new servers, you can delete servers, you can go on settings, and in the settings you can adjust a whole bunch of stuff, which they're mainly the defaults, and I'm not going to talk about too much because they won't really affect you. But what will affect you is the statistics, because that'll tell you how much RAM you have assigned to your servers and how many are running. Some good information there. And the other thing you'll want to click on a lot is update Minecraft. And here's where you can go to update the files. Have a look at this, guys. Just say we've installed a whole bunch. There'll be a lot more than this when you buy a server. So just say you want to update your Craft Bucket beta. You'd click it. You would select I want to update the config file, the jar file. So both files. You download the updates. It automatically downloads for you. See how it's downloading the beta.config. And then you just click install. And once this bit's installed, you'll see update successful. And now you can, now using the new config file, we should be able to download the new jar. So let's try that. Let's try downloading it again. See, now the new jar's downloading. It needed the new config before it could download the new jar. And the update is ready to be installed for the jar. And now there's no update necessary because we just installed that. Bam. Install that to your server. Well, we didn't actually have permission to do that because this isn't a live server. But of course, you will have permission because you'll be the one buying the server. But you get the point, guys. So that is how you update your jar files that you selected. Now, the only other thing I'm going to cover is how to create a server. For those of you who get your dedicated servers and you want to create it, just go ahead and click servers, click create server, and you type in your name. We're just going to type in tester, type in how many players you want to join, because on a dedicated server it's 100% up to you. You can do whatever you want. You can create as many servers as you want. You can make them as many slots, do whatever. You can assign it to a user. We'll assign it to ourselves. You can type in the IP here, or you can not type in the IP here. It doesn't really matter. And I did just get a Facebook or Skype message then, guys. Don't bother checking. And yep, displayed IP doesn't matter. You can leave them. The defaults port, you can leave that the default as well. The default is 25565. Or you can type one in here if you don't want it to be the same, if we've already created a server like we have. Memory, we'll give it 1 gig of RAM. That's in megabytes there. And here we can select I want it to be this server. I'll let the owner, this is the owner here, we'll let them select the jar, we'll let them set a name. We can set the world, but you don't really need to do this. Don't worry, the defaults are all pretty good. Then you just go ahead and click create. See that? Bam, create. I've created a server. It's running this. It has not been ever run before. So we're going to head and open up the console here. Oh, that's not the console. That's not the console. Here's the console. There we go. So it's doing nothing at the moment. It's been turned off. All you want to do now is, even though it says that, that's fine, default, all fine, all defaults fine. Watch this. We'll click start server. It'll do a little loading thing, and we can go ahead and look in the console here. And what it's doing is it's setting up all your files for you. It's creating a spawn. It's generating a brand new spawn map for you. See, 83%. It's making its own seed. It's done. Startup is done. Your server is live, ready to join. As simple as that. Now that you've done that, you'll just want to log on to the FTP using Filezilla. Just like enter your details here, quick connect, and bam, start uploading your plugins. You're good to go, guys. You are good to go. I think that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this recording, and I hope it helped you guys. If any of you are having any problems, feel free to send me messages on YouTube, preferably in the comments, or click contact right here, or click open a support ticket if you're already a customer, and we'll be able to help you out, no problem. Get your server up and running exactly how you want it. Now, I think I'll just mention what jars we do have installed on the actual website. We have vanilla, Craft Bucket, which is the normal thing for plugins, what I'd suggest most of you using. We have the Craft Bucket Beta and Dev, which will be like higher versions. So if a new Minecraft version comes out, like 1.7, then you'll want to be using the Craft Bucket Dev, because that'll be the development jar, and that'll be the one that'll be on the latest update. So make sure to use Dev if you want the latest one, or Beta if you want the stable one. And then we also have Spigot, which is for massive servers, like over 100, I'd suggest changing to Spigot. And we also have Techit, Feed the Beast, and you know what they are. If you want them, then you'll know. Simple as that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Chuck the video a like, link it to your friends who want to set up a server, and I'll see you guys later. Don't forget, sponsored, HadeSolutions.com. Yeah, all the links will be in the description. See ya later.